It's episode 2 of this FA Cup final semi-final weekend. Today, Coventry City, without a major trophy in the 104 years since they were born, face second division Leeds United, themselves trying to recapture the glory days of the early 1970s. And what a setting for this match. Over 53,000 fans packed into Hillsborough here in Sheffield. And the reward for a victory today, a place in the cup final on May 16 against Spurs, who demolished Watford at Villa Park yesterday.
Both teams won here at Villa Park on their last FA Cup semi-final appearances. As Clive Allen turns well. Driving in a shot. Oh, Coventry lost it. Watch it. He scored. 11 minutes gone. Coventry couldn't hold it. Clive Allen. Oh, the goal! Paul Allen. Still Allen going all the way. Diles. Hodge with a shot. Score. 2 for Hodge. Lovely beat. And the header is in from Allen. Well, it's no more than a consolation, surely.
Well, our guest this afternoon, Spurs manager David Pleat. Have you recovered from the victory, David?
Yeah, I think so, Ian. It's one we've got to take in our stride. We've got 10 games to go before the end of the season, so we've got a lot to do and a lot to think about.
Yeah, but you must have been happy the way the boys played.
Yeah, I'm delighted for the boys and for the club and the chairman and everyone, yeah.
Now, this big game today, you obviously, big interest for you, you're playing the winners. How much of Leeds have you seen?
Very little, Ian. I've seen them over the years, but not this season. I know the players. Seen more of Coventry City, obviously.
Well, this is Leeds United when they played Wigan in the Cup. A goal came up here from John Stiles, Nobby Stiles' lad. Do you know much about him?
Yeah, I think it was a very windy day and very difficult conditions, and they had a hell of a job to get that one away. But I'm sure Nobby would have done a jig of delight on behalf of his son for that goal.
And this is your second goal, Mickey Adams.
I think it just opened up for Adams. Normally he's a very left-sided player, very left-footed player, but he had no option. He goes and goes and goes, and in the end it's with his right foot, and that's it. They're through.
Yeah. I gather Mickey will be playing left back this afternoon.
Yes, he'll know a little bit about the Coventry boys. He's and he'll have a great spur to do well. I think he is a Sheffield boy, so and he'll know more than anyone about the Coventry style of play.
Well, you know a little bit about Coventry as well, obviously, more than you do about Leeds United. Now, Cyril Regis has been getting a lot of headlines, David, and I think, quite justified, because, I mean, he's been playing superb stuff this year.
He's had an exceptional season. I think that Mr. Sillett and Mr. Curtis really got stuck into him early on in the season, and he's very powerful, and he's got great skill to go alongside his power.
This actually was against you, wasn't it, in a 4-3 game?
Yes, sadly. But you see the elation on the supporters' faces here. They're almost running onto the pitch. A normal league game, but it was a magnificent finish to a great game, that.
Yeah. So as you say, they look a powerful side to me, Coventry.
They look a very strong side. They named the team early for this game. They've had a settled side in the league. They've got a very settled back line. Peake and Kilcline are very strong and don't give anything away. I would have thought they'd be strong favourites, particularly if they managed to get in front early.
OK. Well, with that, let's join our commentary team of Ron Atkinson and Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Ian. A quick chance to check on the teams before the kick-off, with Coventry, Steve Grizovic in goal, a back four of Brian Burrows, Brian Kilcline, the captain, Trevor Peake and Greg Downs. In midfield, there's David Bennett, who with Manchester City, and David Phillips with Plymouth. They've both played in FA Cup semi-finals. Alongside them, Lloyd McGrath and Nick Pickering. Cyril Regis in attack, and Keith Houchin, who seems to reserve his best moments for this competition. Leeds have the only man in the match with a winner's medal, goalkeeper Mervyn Day, with West Ham 12 years ago. A solid back four, John Stiles, Nobby's son in midfield, with David Rennie and the very promising John Sheridan. Andy Ritchie will give some width to the attack. 2 big men, Ian Baird with 17 goals, and John Pearson, who started his career here at Hillsborough with Sheffield Wednesday. The pitch, believe it or not, has been heavily watered this morning. Some 4,000 gallons have been sprayed onto the playing surface. And the winds that swept the north of England yesterday have dropped, so the conditions are good. But tense, anxious early moments. And And it is a semi-final, sparkling with romance. Coventry, so often the Cinderellas in the First Division, looking for their first invitation to a Wembley ball. And Leeds United, such a mighty club in the Don Revie days, the team which is making their supporters, who've lived on past glories, think now about the present. Jack Ashurst with the free kick, looking for Pearson. Brought out by David Phillips. Here's Bennett. The same Coventry side that won here in the quarter-final against Sheffield Wednesday. Mervyn Day, Wembley's youngest goalkeeper back in 1975. Can he get there again? Here's Baird, support from Styles. David Rennie wearing number 11, who's basically a central defender but anchoring midfield today. Baird, who's having an excellent season. Neil Aspen on his 22nd birthday. Ritchie. Baird's gone to the near post, and Pearson comes in. A great save of Grizovic. Baird! A wonderful piece of goalkeeping. John Pearson, who's not scored for Leeds in the 13 matches he's played for the club, but it was the sort of cross that he thrives on, and Grizovic somehow kept it out, and Baird, trying to snap up the rebound, was crowded out by two defenders. Grizovic has been a giant in Coventry's goal in every sense this season, and he's first to the ball there again. Ron Atkinson.
I must say, Martin, the start that Leeds have made has surprised me. I expected them to be flooding the midfield, trying to scramble Coventry a little bit, but they look as if Billy Bremner stoked them right up in the dressing room, and as we nearly saw there, they look as if they're going for the jugular straight away.
Postpone his wedding, which was scheduled for today. Here's Lloyd McGrath, who'll probably stay close to John Sheridan. Brian Burrows trying to forge a path forward. Styles. Leeds had one or two problems this morning. Their coach developed a fault. Some doubt as to whether they'd actually be able to get to the ground at the appointed time. But once here, they have settled well. Baird. And it's another corner. Mickey Adams, signed by Leeds from Coventry in January. He was left out of the Coventry squad for the third round of the FA Cup. Now, lucky for him, he wasn't cup-tied. Aspen. A lot of room here for Styles. Brendan Ormsby has stayed forward, had the cross been played deep.
We thought before the game, didn't we, Martin, when we saw the two teams arrive, how tense Leeds looked. But certainly there's been no signs of that at all. They're playing with lots of confidence, albeit we've only just started. And at the moment, Coventry really aren't the races.
Semi-finals are won and lost on individual incidents, and I wonder at the end of the match how important that save from Steve Grizovic will turn out to be. Ritchie. Semi-finals full of hopes and dreams, some of which will come true, and some today will be shattered. Pearson. Here's Ritchie. Baird is ahead of him down the touchline. It's Styles breaking from midfield, and Baird is offside. very hard to hear the whistle from the referee, who is Roger Milford. Roger Milford from Bristol. Unsure of the bounce. Brian Burrows turning away to safety. Kilcline didn't really want it. A little sign there of some Coventry nerves. A club that has waited for so long for a chance, playing in an FA Cup final. And on paper at least, starting this semi-final as favourites against the second division side. You've seen quite a lot of Leeds United recently.
Yes, I must have seen them nearly half a dozen times this season, and they've got better margin as the season's gone on. I think the pairing of Baird and Pearson's been good for them. It doesn't look an ideal pairing on paper, two big lads together, but it seems to have worked well for Billy's.
Well, their captain, Brendan Ormsby, overhitting the back pass beyond Mervyn Day. Coventry presented with a corner. Took over the leadership when Ian Snowden was sold to Everton. Nick Pickering to take the corner. Kilcline waiting towards the near post. And it was Ashurst who met it somewhat tentatively. Well played, Ritchie, buying his side a little bit of time. Great determination. Bounce misjudged by Styles, and Bennett's got him behind him. Regis calling it for it to be played early, and Bennett rather took one touch too many. The nervy moments have in fact made for an exhilarating beginning. Mistakes defensively at both ends. Crisply laid off by Ritchie. Baird, who's a powerful runner, is not frightened to knock players about. Here's Ritchie again. Aspen up with him. Well, Andy Ritchie has tasted semi-final drama before with Manchester United. That was way back in 1979 when he played in a winning replay, then missed out in the final. He was 13th man as Manchester United lost to Arsenal. Regis. Whistle gone. Ron, I noticed you had a word with Cyril Regis, who was a player, of course, for you. Very successful days for him at West Bromwich Albion. Yeah,
we were just talking about when he played against Ipswich in '78. He was a kid then, and he froze. Today, he looked right before the game mentally, and that last little touch he's just had there will give him a little bit of confidence.
You told him to go out and play properly. Downs with the free kick. Kilcline won it, and it came behind Regis. Day grasping it as Houchin, his old teammate with Orient, was moving in menacingly. If you've just joined us, 10 minutes played at Hillsborough. Coventry City 0, Leeds United 0. Tottenham waiting for them at Wembley. Brian Burrows on the ball here. He's personally had his best season in league football. Select chief coach who's in charge of football matters at the club. concerned about both his fullbacks at the outset of the season. Both have come through with flying colours. Burrows and Greg Downs. And here's Burrows again. Styles in the way. David Phillips. Archer. Downs making a run to the left of Regis, and Ritchie played it back, and Houchin was balked by Ormsby, who just took a pace into his path. It was professional defending. Ritchie's back pass was under-hit. More credit to David Barber, the groundsman here, and his hard-working team, who have offered a surface perfect for an FA Cup semi-final. Ritchie. Not only missed out with Manchester United in 1979, he played in the quarter-final for Brighton in 1983 and then was sold to Leeds before they progressed on to the final. And Brighton, of course, were beaten by Ron Atkinson's Manchester United. Ritchie seeing a lot of the ball in the early stages, bringing some useful experience Ron to bear.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's got terrific feet. He may be a little bit short of pace to be a really top player, Martin, but he's got good feet, and he joins in well. And I think he's had a big impact in the opening minutes there.
Styles. Burrows doing the chasing. It's a Leeds ball. Leeds United 7th in the second division. Everyone at Ellen Road saying that the main priority is to get into a playoff place and hopefully win that place back in the first division. McGrath. Overhit by Ashurst.
Sheridan, arguably the best passer in the Leeds midfield. Seeing the opportunity there to accelerate and try a shot. It's brought another corner. Plenty of speculation around Sheridan as to whether he might be moving on. But Leeds and Billy Bremner very anxious to keep him at Ellen Road.
But as you say, on every corner they've taken, Leeds at the moment, they've had spare men in the box. I've just been having a look at that. I can't understand Coventry's defensive situation at the moment.
So Leeds United rewarded for their pressure. David Rennie with his first goal of the season. What a time to score it. 14 minutes into an FA Cup semi-final. Ritchie. This time couldn't come to the rescue. Coventry, who've been so chirpy in the build-up to this match. They've had a season where the sun has shone on Highfield Road after perpetual fights against relegation, but it's the Leeds supporters who are roaring their
towards Wembley. A long way to go yet. Houchen. One feature of Coventry's play in their improved run has been their willingness to knock the ball into feet, to have a measure of control in their football. That will be a little bit harder to achieve now, having gone a goal down. Pickering. Rennie doing the job defensively. Ormsby is there. Looped forward by Regis. Good running from Baird, who's managed to stay onside as well, ahead of Sheridan. Ritchie. Leeds continue to get their strikes in on Grizovic's goal.
Eventually, Martin, they haven't won a thing in the middle of the park at the moment, Coventry. Pickering, Phillips and Lloyd McGrath, who's a very, very good young talented player. They haven't got any sort of measure of control in the game. At the moment, it's Ritchie, Sheridan, Rennie and Stiles dominating the match.
Yorkshire setting, suiting the Yorkshire club. They've conceded a free kick. Kilcline. Adams a little short of stature in those type of situations. He's got to deal with the ball in the air again. Does it at the cost of a corner. Taken by Bennett. Pickering in by the near post this time as they work it short between Bennett and Burrows, and now David Phillips. One for Ormsby to deal with, and in fact Houchen got the better of him. And no one could feed for Coventry from the flick. Talisman Keith Houchen in the FA Cup. 3 goals for Coventry this season. A memorable one, of course, for York City in a giant killing act a couple of years ago against Arsenal. A last-minute penalty there. Stiles. Away by Pickering. Touch by Houchen to hold the ball up, and through his endeavour Coventry had the throw. Coventry's only previous major semi-final was in the League Cup in 1981, and they lost out to West Ham. Inflicted on. Regis is there. But the referee's blown for a free kick. And Ron, some Mexico memories here. They're doing the wave at Hillsborough.
And rightly so. I think it's a bit like Mexico, isn't it? The weather, the atmosphere, good crowd, hopefully on the best behaviour. Just looking at the Coventry side, Burrows hasn't really got a responsibility with Leeds playing with no left-sided player, Martin. I think I'd be asking more from him to sort of try and make attacking runs and join Bennett, support Bennett more at the right-hand side.
Kilcline into the back of Pearson, a free kick to Leeds. Minutes gone. A splendid 20 minutes for Leeds United. Pearson wants some help. Adams obliging. Ormsby and Grizovic performs heroics again. It stays at 1-0, and Ron, it could easily have been 3 but for the goalkeeper.
That's exactly right. What's happening? There's no marking whatsoever in the Coventry defence, and I'm including the front players in that. Like Big Cyril was back there marking Ormsby. As soon as the ball got played around, he went missing, left him completely unmarked.
Pulled away strongly by Houchin.
There might even have been a suggestion of handball there.
Well, there certainly was from the Leeds supporters, Rob.
I think they might have a just cause as well. Houchin took a hell of a gamble there.
Baird. Here's Ritchie. Able to come deep, get the ball and turn. He's given it away on that occasion. Regis, a run on here against Ashurst, who's trailing. It's a typical Regis move, but not a typical Regis finish. But he shrugged Jack Ashurst aside there. And overpowered him, really. And then, when faced with Mervyn Day coming off his line, he blasted it past the target. Ron Atkinson.
That was vintage, Cyril, up until the finish, as you say, Martin. I think possibly he took it one stride too many. I think possibly he should have been looking to hit there. He's taken it again and probably shortened his angle a little bit. But that'll frighten the Leeds defence a little bit. They'll see the power and pace of that big man now.
And Ashurst, in fact, inside the penalty area, put his arms out as if to try and pull Regis back. And thankfully, from his point of view, he didn't really make enough contact. Cyril was just too strong. Here's Aspen, and it's opened up ahead of him. Houchin having to plug the gap.
I was saying earlier, Martin, I've seen Leeds play a lot this season, and this is easily the best I've seen them play. Their control and composure has been amazing, because I thought they would try and scramble the match, as I say, and frustrate Coventry. But they're not. They've gone out and played them in the manner that even like the great Leeds sides used to do.
Trying to fight his way through the pack, and he was bundled down.
Even on that corner, Martin, Rennie was left completely unmarked. Houchin came back with the responsibility, but once the ball was crossed, he left Rennie completely on his own.
Beaten once, but two absolutely marvellous saves by Grizovic. And how exposed goalkeepers are in FA Cup semi-finals, I'm sure Gary Plumley, all his gallantry, will testify to that. Coventry City have developed a tremendous team spirit this season. They've been given the encouragement by their management to enjoy themselves. That team spirit is tested now. Downs with the throw. That looked a push by Houchin on Ritchie, and that's the way the referee saw it. Kilcline climbing on Pearson, but an advantage played by the referee. Baird. Good tackle by Houchin. He really has done as well as anyone so far for Coventry, but not in the areas where really he's paid to perform. By tracking back, offering himself as a target for balls played from defence. Keith Houchin very much in the match. Ormsby, collected by McGrath. Kilcline and Houchin waiting at the far post from Pickering's viewpoint. It's a corner. Pickering. Houchin lets it run. Burrows. Burrows doing well to get in the cross. Bennett, and the whistle again pulls up Coventry short. Some 18 minutes of the first half remaining. Leeds United of the second division, leading Coventry City of the first by 1 goal to 0. Phillips slipping Adams. He was impetuous to say the least in his attempt to get back Mickey Adams. Phillips withstood the challenge and cut the ball. Sheridan. Ritchie in a lot of room, but Grizovic was aware of the danger and has showed presence of mind which will settle down those in front of him who've been so caught up in the tensions of an FA Cup semi-final. Coventry just haven't defended like they can. It's been one of the strengths of their season, reorganised by John Sillett at the back. Bennett gets the better of Adams, and Regis didn't know a great deal about it. Leeds were scrambling as Bennett threatened and threatened down the Leeds left and had his old teammate Mickey Adams twisting and turning. It bobbled across, and Regis trying to just turn it in, could only turn it wide.
Yeah, it's a half chance, Martin. Well done to the lad Bennett. He did what he's good at, attacking fullbacks. And I think Coventry could possibly learn a lesson from that. They haven't got to go all haywire and start chasing the game. There's a long way to go yet. They've got to keep the discipline, keep the shape, and just keep playing. And first, make sure that Leeds don't get another goal, first and foremost.
Again having to do the chasing. Regis, it's deflected and over the goalkeeper, who was already on the edge of his 6-yard box, and over the bar as well. Coventry City gradually coming to terms with the occasion. Overkill Klein, Burrows, Phillips, who can shoot from distance, but opts instead to use Bennett. Houchin beaten by Aspen and Rennie together. Peak. Burrows with the cross. Adams in the way, but no relief at the moment for Leeds. Burrows again. Sensible header down from Rennie, an arrogant touch from Sheridan, but David Rennie's strength really isn't in his passing necessarily. He was over-ambitious there. Alchin played it beautifully as Ashurst caught him. Regis! And a let-off for Leeds once more.
Yeah, it's going everywhere, but in the back of the net for the big fella at the moment. And look at this. Great piece of football leading up to it. Good early ball from Phillips. And he's thrown himself in. And once again, on a good day, that would have gone for him. But it's like you say, you get the impression, Martin, that the Coventry front three are capable of taking the Leeds defence apart. But the most important thing is, and I keep stressing it, they don't all go daft at the back and start flying all over the place and conceding another goal.
Was hurt, having flipped the ball on to keep that attack going. And Ron, you do sense that there's greater pace in the Coventry makeup.
Yes, in a funny way, the goal and the second save of Gruzovic may have helped them. They realise now that they've got to go positive. They can't wait for the game, but at the same time they've got to do it with an amount of caution. They've got to do it in the system that's taken them so far this season.
Themselves. Bennett. Now David Phillips. Leeds finding it difficult to get their challenges in. Bennett had run it behind. I don't know whether Sheridan had heard the whistle. In fact, the decision is a foul. Maybe he heard the whistle for that. Bennett was impeded. Leeds United in some danger again here. Pearson back defending. Reclaimed by Phillips for Coventry. Greg Downs can hit them with his left foot. Rennie gave him no room to do that. Ritchie. Overstepping the mark. He is the midfield hustler. Have been riding their luck. As so often in games that are in danger of being spoilt by tension, as semi-finals often are, an early goal does change the whole shape of things. It's done that here. The first half thus far has been packed with incident. Opportunity at set plays, whether it's a long throw or a corner, Kilcline comes forward. He's waiting on the edge of the goal area. If Downs can throw it that far, maybe he can. And Kilcline's presence wins the corner, behind by his marker Pearson, who'd come back with him. Didn't get it very far. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Coventry City 0, Leeds United 1. David Rennie after 14 minutes. Well, Ian Baird in the game's vernacular does, Ron, put himself about.
He's very, very aggressive. Gets suspended about twice a season. but he is a very much improved player in my book. I've been well pleased with him, or well impressed with him over the last few games I've seen him play. Billy Bremner certainly fired him up, and he's made him into a good player. Looking at it, we're talking about semi-finals, Martin. Normally, as you say, full of tension. But I think I've seen more goal-scoring opportunities at both ends in this game than I think possibly any semi-final I've seen.
Maybe since yesterday.
Well, I would argue that there may have been more in this.
Borrows. It's become a more harrowing first half for Mickey Adams. Rather exposed to the runs of Bennett without too much midfield cover, as Ron Atkinson was saying earlier. And the two are at it again here. Borrows, Phillips, trying to whip it in first time into feet of Houchin. Ritchie sent flying by Lloyd McGrath. Come through the ranks with Coventry, and they're building things at Highfield Road. Their youth team already through to the FA Youth Cup final this season. Adams making his way a little early forward after the amount of defending he's had to do over the last 20 minutes or so. Take the corner, as he did, from which Leeds United took the lead. Klein flicking it away from Pearson. Sheridan. Now Ritchie. Broken up by McGrath. It's won back by Styles, and Ritchie was looking for a gap inside that top corner. Between the junction of post and crossbar, but John Styles won it then, Ron, like Nobby would have been proud to do.
Yes, I mean, he's had a good start to the game. I mean, that's not his normal strength, aggression. He's a passer of the ball, perhaps not as quick and as busy as his father was, but certainly there he broke it up, and he's paid the penalty for it by the look of it. Because I think if he was involved with young McGrath says go when the ball's 50-50. As I think Brian Robson's found out once or twice. To get back to the shot, I'm not so sure whether Big Oggy left that one, you know. If it was, it was remarkably good judgment.
John Styles trying to do what his father never did. That's play in an FA Cup final. Nobby played in 5 semi-finals. He was a loser 4 times, and when he was a winner, he was left out of the final team in 1963. John getting treatment there from Alan Sutton, the Leeds United physiotherapist. McGrath won it well in the air. Ritchie floating to the left-hand side, where Pearson was waiting just ahead of him. Styles. Ritchie again. That was perfectly weighted for Neil Aspin. Sheridan. Baird's gone to the far post. Sheridan couldn't provide the cross. Bennett. Both sides impressive in their movement off the ball, and for the most part with their passing. It has led to an exhilarating spectacle. 5 minutes left in the first half, plus stoppage time. There might be a little bit of that. Baird. And whether he got the call from Styles or saw him, it was well found. Adams. And he's given it away. Bennett. Borrows surging forward again. Then he's moved across to try and cover that area. Houchin. And it's Phillips with a deep cross. Aspin able to divert it away. I'm sure he's going to remind us more and more of Jack Charlton as he gets older. Neil Aspin. About Jack's height. Coventry City striving here for an equaliser before half-time. Bennett. And Houchin. And when he shoots in a cup tie, you tend to think it's going to end up in the back of the net. But really, Ron, Mervyn Day hasn't made a save, and the ball has flown wide of his posts over his crossbar, and his goal is still intact.
I would think if before the game Coventry felt they'd have had as many good situations to score from, and as you say, haven't forced the keeper into a save yet, they'd have been very, very disappointing. That's possibly the fourth good situation they've had in the first half.
Trevor Peak to take the Coventry free kick. He's always aiming for Kilfine. Out by Adams. Back from Phillips. Regis, such a handful when he's on song. Ron, there have been a lot of theories. Where did Cyril Regis really lose his way?
I always go back to when he played for England against West Germany at Wembley when England got beaten, and I actually thought Cyril was the best player on the field. Substituted just before the end, and I don't think ever got picked for an England squad again. I think he lost his drive for a year or two after that. And plus the fact maybe he's played in sides where they've struggled, to be fair, they've struggled a little bit. But now he seems to have all his old zest back for the game.
Time whistle would come as some relief to Leeds United. Aspin. Calmly tidied up by Adams. Pearson in there again.
But I think that long ball down the middle from Mervyn Day shows the little bit of indecision still at the heart of Coventry's defence. When you had Burrows, who's not the best header of the ball, taking Pearson, who's about 6'3", whereas the skipper big kick, Joe Klein should be picking him up.
Times in the air for Coventry, and McGrath with two to his left. Bennett and Houchin underhit the pass. Regis coming deeper to get involved. Borrows, pressed back by Sheridan. That's good work from Leeds, and Sheridan in particular. Stoppage time, the end of the first 45 minutes. Ashurst. Downs. Sheridan defending on the edge of his area. Ormsby. And Rennie and Ormsby rather left it decisively to each other for a second till Rennie took the initiative. Sheridan. Now there are 5 forward for Leeds here, but the pass perhaps was asking too much of Baird. Alert defending by Peake, and Pickering now with a run at Aspen. Roger Milford waves play on, checks the game with his stopwatch about the amount of stoppage time. Regis. It is half-time, a first half full of cut and thrust. David Rennie's splendid 14th minute header, left unmarked but beautifully finished, giving Leeds the advantage. Steve Grizovic helping Coventry undoubtedly in that phase with 2 other marvellous saves. But since then, Coventry have found some of their rhythm, but they found no luck around Mervyn Day's goal, and they still have it all to do in the second half. So at half-time in the FA Cup semi-final at Hillsborough, it's Coventry City 0, Leeds United 1. Welcome back to a sun-drenched Hillsborough. Leeds United trying so hard to bring back those glory days of the late 60s and early 70s when Billy Bremner was a player, but now the players he managed have a 1-0 half-time lead against Coventry City. Adams. Pearson. Leeds began the match so brightly, and they're trying to do the same at the start of the second half. Sheridan. So the goal from David Rennie after 14 minutes, and he's not in the team in second division matches at the moment because Mark Azelwood has been signed from Charlton Athletic, who's not eligible for the FA Cup. Burrows. Far too close to the goalkeeper, the cross. Billy Bremner down on the touchline for the second half. An extraordinary FA Cup semi-final record as a player. He scored the winning goal in semi-finals for Leeds on 3 occasions. His team, having taken the lead and dominating the early phases of the game, have found Coventry a handful since then. Clipped forward by Downs. Skimmed the head of Mickey Adams. Coventry attacking the goal in the second half, behind which all their supporters are massed, or most of them. Some 20,000 Sky Blue fans on the Hillsborough Kop. Pickering. Bennett. Leeds couldn't push out quickly enough to play him offside, but they needn't have worried because the attempt to reach the players beyond the far post was unsuccessful for David Bennett. So the Coventry fans on the Kop, the opposite end from the quarter-final, and the club was successful here. But Leeds United have been specialists on Sundays in this competition. They won in the third round against Telford, of course. Publicity, not all the right kind, surrounding that game. They were scheduled to play Swindon in the fourth round on a Sunday, and that was postponed, in fact. They beat Wigan in the quarter-finals on a Sunday. John Sheridan presiding over the free kick. Burrows trying to hold off Styles. McGrath. Pickering was aware that there was a player outside him, Houchin. But Pickering, in fact, taking his eye off the ball. Didn't see a tackle coming either. And he was down hurt for a second. And play on. Baird. Surely not. Sheridan trying to explain to Downs exactly what had happened. Maybe there was a word of apology in there as well, because it was, in the end, a foul against the Leeds player. It's a match you daren't take your eye off. Styles. Should have been told, and Styles hadn't helped Dave Rennie initially, and then they went for the same ball, and Leeds were able to deal with the problem. Mickey Adams played for both sides this season, and playing here in his hometown of Sheffield, where he used to be a Sheffield United fan. Sheridan. Ashurst didn't let the ball find him. Regis was caught waiting. Ritchie. Ready from that holding position in the centre of midfield. Pearson. Well found by Sheridan, and just as Coventry have the advantage of the roar from the Kop when they're attacking, Leeds are well favoured at the Nippings Lane end of the ground. Grizovic was balked. Some pushing also at the back post. So Steve Grizovic will have happy memories of this particular goal. It was from this end that he scored here earlier in the season in the league match against Sheffield Wednesday. And the irony is, there was a gale force wind blowing that day, I must say, but the irony is that Grizovic, by his own admission, is one of the weaker kicking goalkeepers in the First Division. As the praise from his teammates, he got a lot of ribbing as well. See how far it goes this time. Sheridan neatly laid off to him by Baird, but Ritchie had started to go and realised he'd gone too soon and gone offside. Ron Atkinson, what do you think was going through Billy Bremner's mind during his half-time team talk?
Well, knowing him, I think he'd be as busy in the dressing room as he was in midfield. He'd be chivying everybody up, telling them that they mustn't freeze and mustn't back off the game. And they certainly haven't since the second half. They've been the better side as they were in the first opening period of the first half. And I think that's what he's been doing. He's been busying them and encouraging them to try and get the second goal.
I've been very impressed this week how he's taken the pressure off his players by obviously fielding a lot of the media inquiries himself as a great old FA Cup warrior. And all he said to them is, I don't mind if you lose as long as you go out and play well. And they've certainly done that. opportunity as soon as he played it too quickly, realising his error. Moving on, we're on to John Sillett in the Coventry camp. Maybe more on him in a moment, as Houchin might set something up for Coventry here with Pickering. And Mervyn Day will remember that last season Nick Pickering put a hat-trick past him. Pickering was playing for Sunderland then, and he's not a prolific goal scorer. His only senior hat-trick was against Leeds United. But John Sillett, who's also kept Coventry so bubbly this season.
Yes, I think he's got to have been talking to his back four about tightening up on the Leeds front people. There's a first-class example. Leeds have been getting the Leeds strikers have been first to too many things. If they can tighten that up and be patient, there's always a chance they can equalise and go into extra time, because that's what semi-finals are about, aren't they? The wars of attrition.
John Sillett, often there's a smile, but not at the moment. Pearson. Leeds have a corner.
Tell you what, Martin, if they don't sort themselves out quickly at the back, Coventry, this game can be beyond them in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Ritchie waiting right in the 6-yard box to try and distract Grizovic. But it's wasted by Adams on that occasion. 10 minutes gone. 35 minutes left, that's really the key statistic. It will seem like a lifetime for Leeds United. It will seem like 5 minutes for Coventry. If it stays the same, that is. Hillsborough's first FA Cup final since 1981. And it's the perfect theatre, really, for a match of this substance. Aspen penalised for a spot of obstruction. In from Phillips. Bennett. The only difficulty for Day in the end was that the ball took rather a low bounce from a fairly gentle header from the player who played for Manchester City against Spurs at Wembley in 1981. Well, if Leeds are using up a little bit of time, who can blame them? By Regis until Adams stepped in.
I think there's a big danger that Coventry could get anxious, Martin, and try to hit the front people too early. Bennett was having a little bit of joy when he was combining with
Baird, Ritchie. There were 3 defenders around him. The odds were against him. And the referee decided that Ritchie was initially obstructing before he was pushed in the back. It was a decision that could have gone either way. Coventry have been away this week. Typical build-up for a big match down in Bournemouth, where they regard it as their lucky hotel. Well, they need a spot of luck now, or maybe a touch of inspiration, or perhaps a defensive error to get back into the game, which they've been chasing since David Rennie's header in the 14th minute. Pearson, who's given responsibility at long throws and corners for marking the space there around the near post, the tallest of the Leeds players. He's waiting there again as Bennett places the ball for the corner. Out from Styles. Ritchie and neat interplay with Baird. Leeds on the charge here. Sheridan. Baird charging about up front like a steamroller, and the ball dropping his way again. There's much more deftness in his touch these days, Ian Baird. Ron Atkinson was making the point in the first half. I'm sure that John Pearson's arrival, and Pearson hasn't been scoring goals since he came here from Charlton, but Baird just can't stop scoring. He's moved on to 17 this season. He's scored in each of the cup ties in which he's played. He missed the quarter-final through suspension. And he played a part in winning the free kick. But Adams leads for Sheridan, who can do a lot better than that. A lot of interest in him, Ron, this season.
He's played very well today. I was interested to see how he reacts, as this is arguably his first real big game, isn't it?
A Manchester boy too.
Yeah, Manchester lad. I think he's from Salford actually, and he's certainly reacted very, very well. You saw there where he went and got a short pass off his own goalkeeper. He tried to keep the tempo of the game down. He's trying to control the pace of the game, and he's done himself no harm if he's looking to move to another big club. An impressive performance all round from him.
Downs. Actually won it. Nick Pickering is clearly limping. Coventry are warming up. Mickey Ginn. Good tackle, Greg Downs. And he was fouled after the ball had gone. And it was a tackle that the referee didn't like by Sheridan. Now, Coventry are going to take Pickering off. In fact, Downs is back on his feet, so there's no injury worry with him. But the injured Nick Pickering gives way to little Mickey Ginn, who scored a crucial cup tie goal this season, the winner in the 5th round at Stoke. And it's worth reminding you that Coventry's progress has been spectacular. After a straightforward home win over Bolton Wanderers in the 3rd round, they've won away at Manchester United, away at Stoke, who are going so well, and then away here against Sheffield Wednesday. And Ginn makes his first contribution. Bennett. Regis has gone towards the near post. Kilcline coming in. It was Pearson who met it, then Burrows stabbed away by Brendan Ormsby. Peak. Well played. In fact, Bennett couldn't quite turn quickly enough. But what was important for Coventry then was that Peak didn't just want to hump the ball into the middle. With Coventry so anxious, they must stick to their tried and trusted method. And Day has lost it as he came what is now known as Grobbelaar style to try and deal with a long throw. Bruce really encouraged other goalkeepers to follow his example. Just got knocked by one of his own players and I think got a bang in the face.
Right, and I'd like to see Coventry try and get the ball out wider to Bennett a little bit more. I think, as I was saying earlier, I think in the first half, he was responsible when they got the game going.
And it has been the method of playing that's involved for Coventry this season. Getting the ball into feet to Regis, who likes it there, and in fact has asked the other players to give him that service. And of course the Bennett as well.
Yeah, well, that's right, but I think what's happened this half, that whether they're anxious, every time Gruzovic has got it, he's lumped it up the field. And consequently, it's just gone into a ruck of players. Whereas when they're having their best moments early on, they're opening play up and trying to put their passes in.
Pearson kept it in his attempts to try and find Ritchie, and now it's out of one of those telescopic legs. Peak, that is just hit forward, and that was how Regis felt the team were let down in past seasons. Coming up to the 20-minute mark in the second half. And it's still Coventry City 0, Leeds United 1. The two little breaks have gone their way. I like that, with two players going for the same ball, but further forward they've been judicious in their selection of passes. Maybe holds the key to the remainder of the game. It's possibly the one between David Bennett here and Mickey Adams. Houchin, and that's the goalkeepers.
Well, you're right there, because Adams hasn't looked particularly happy when people have been going at him with the ball. He hasn't got a left-sided player in front of him to support, and he's spent most of this season himself, hasn't he, playing in midfield?
Yes, he's in the league. United are looking for second division points. He's on the left-hand side of midfield with Bobby McDonald, another of their cup-tied men, at left back. But Billy Bremner really has changed things around at Ellen Road with the money that he got for selling Ian Snowden to Everton. And how quickly, and Howard Kendall has made the point this week, how quickly those new players have bedded in. Still have the lead. That was handball by McGrath, but after he was pushed in the back by Sheridan. Kilcline was pushing, the referee didn't see it. Burrows. Talking about his greater confidence, Ron.
Yeah, he's worked back tremendously hard. There's a first-class example of how he's played for the team. He's worked back and helped defensively. Getting back to Coventry, can't help thinking they're getting too anxious at the moment, and they're trying to just hoist the ball in there. And that's helping people like Ashurst and Ormsby, who have now become conditioned to defending.
Success. Just getting a shot there of John Stiles limping slightly. If you spend any time with Coventry and their supporters, I'm getting the feeling they thought that this would be their year. But if it's going to be, and they're going to go on to Wembley, something dramatic has got to happen, and maybe David Bennett has done it here. McGrath missed it, Mickey Ginn hasn't.
Martin, what must Brendan Ormsby have been thinking about there? He could have played the ball anywhere. Full marks to Bennett for persistence. But look at this now. Centre half who hasn't put a foot wrong this half.
McGrath couldn't make contact, but Ginn found the corner. And Mervyn Day, you saw, look away there, furious with Brendan Ormsby, because there's no way that he could allow David Bennett to do that. And Ginn, the substitute, has altered the complexion of this FA Cup semi-final. A goal after 68 minutes. So maybe their name is on the cup after all, Ron.
Well, they're certainly not going to be done any harm by that, are they? It looked as if they would fired all their best shots as well at Leeds. And Leeds look to be as much in control of the game as they've been at any given time.
So Bennett was the provider, and let's credit him with his persistence for not accepting that Ormsby was the boss in that situation. And Mickey Ginn, who's been on the field just a matter of moments, able to sweep the ball home after Lloyd McGrath had completely missed his kick in front of a gaping goal. Aspen, how will Leeds United respond? Wembley was seeming closer and closer. Styles, Sheridan looks to clip it, and that's within his capability. He's popped up with some cheeky goals this season. And those early saves from Steve Grizovic are thrown into even sharper relief. Performer, Hatchin, Regis in the middle, joined by McGrath, and that curved at the last, and it was good handling by Mervyn Day. I'm sure Hatchin in his mind was just trying to get the ball across the face of the goal. Bennett, it's been unrelenting. A quite magnificent FA Cup semi-final. Whoever wins it, Tottenham, sure to go to Wembley as the favourites, will have a fight on their hands. Baird! Kilcline got the ball, no doubt in the referee's mind at all, and no protest from Baird. David Bennett is injured. Time when Leeds were looking to forge away through the middle with Ian Baird at the other end.
At this stage now, Martin, it's not so much the team that's the physically strong that will win it, it's the team that stays strong mentally. I mean, Leeds have just had a terrible setback there after being in control of the game, to virtually give Coventry a goal. Now it's a question, and the signs have been good for them since the equaliser. It's a question. Oh.
And that was over the ball from John Styles.
Yeah, we'll put it down to the fact he's not the quickest player in the world, I think, Martin. Give him the benefit of the doubt on that. But as I say, I think the team that stays strong enough now, mentally, will go through to Wembley.
Time to decide that. It may, of course, even take a replay, which would be here at Hillsborough on Wednesday. was handball, because the ball is moved forward. John Sillett perhaps wanted to make that point. Gin. Pearson got his head to it. It'll drop from Regis. And then Phillips. That's an awkward one for Day. Houchin has fouled him. Well, back in the 50s, Ron, and maybe you and I are now old enough to remember that. They charged goalkeepers into the net in FA Cup finals. Nat Lofthouse, if he's watching, wouldn't expect a free kick to be given.
If you look at that, though, he hasn't charged him. He's mugged him, hasn't he?
Sheridan. Can he unlock Coventry? Ritchie, who doesn't deserve to be on the losing side, has had an excellent game. Rennie, his contribution already in the record books as a goal scorer. And Baird prepared to run at Coventry. Sheridan. Ashurst, and not really enough angle on that. Although Downs took his time in using the goalkeeper.
Really is incredible, Martin, that every time Leeds put some good passing movements together, how easily they carve up the Coventry defence.
Maybe the essence of the game is that on the day, the forward players have played rather better than the defenders on both sides.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think that's what's made it such a competitive and interesting game.
15 minutes away from the end of 90. Baird. Sheridan again showing great composure, and a pass that might hold up for Baird. No.
I can't remember many semi-finals either, Martin, where there's been so much space on the field. Whether that's because both teams may possibly lack, with the exception of McGrath, aggressive midfield players, I don't know.
Gin. Regis offside, Bennett. And Day's lost it, but the play will be pulled back. And although Houchin put it in, the whistle had long gone. No lasting damage, happily, for the foul by Styles on Bennett a minute or two ago. Pearson hasn't had a lot of the ball, but on a number of occasions he's won the free kicks by simply just getting his body there before Kilcline. Ritchie. Corner. Houchin back defending. Brendan Ormsby has made his way up from the back. No one had like to put the record straight more than him after the error that helped Coventry to their equaliser. Dealt with by Peak. Ashurst. Coventry a little slow pushing out. Downs, who'd been the last man right on the line. Leeds really weren't quick enough to realise they could have made more forward runs without going offside. That's understandable after the quite breathtaking pace of this match. Bennett got the better of Adams again, and they're wearing Leeds down on this side of the field. And Bennett, beautifully done. Houchin! And it was Adams who rescued it, because Houchin had a shot that seemed to be going towards an unguarded part of the net until Leeds' bodies were thrown into the line of it. Gin is there, Houchin this time, and he's round Day, and he's scored, and Coventry City are into the lead, and Keith Houchin, who is the FA Cup specialist, is the player responsible. He needed composure to beat the goalkeeper, and Adams could do nothing about it. A player who scored only once in the First Division all season has now got 4 in the FA Cup run.
And that was really a very, very composed goal. But I think full marks of the power on the ball now, Jim, for his persistence.
Mickey Ginn isn't really in the Coventry starting lineup at the moment because they don't feel he can do it over the 90 minutes. Well, he's made a short-term impact here that could mean Wembley for Coventry City. He's scored one and he's played a part in the second.
Yes, and
Keith Houchin, sorry Ron, just to cut across you there, but he can hardly credit it. 2 goals on this ground here against Sheffield Wednesday in the quarter-final, and what might now be the winner. But Pearson has other ideas. Baird was over-elaborate, and that was half a chance that slipped away from Leeds. And Regis has set Coventry ticking forward again with Burrows. It's falling apart for Leeds, and it's the outside of the goal from Regis. Ron.
On another day, that big man might just have had 3 goals, wouldn't he? We saw his pace, his power when the ball breaks clear. He's now got himself into a good position. I don't think he really needed to do a trick. He's trying to run through the keeper. I don't think he needed to be. I think he should have just slammed at the back of the ball. And I think his power would have taken the ball past Martin past Irving Day.
Regis. Phillips. Leeds must be struggling to get their senses right. It looks as though they've been knocked out by a combination punch from Coventry City. First from Ginn, then from Houchin. Billy Bremner is going to make a double substitution. Number 14 on the left of your picture is Keith Edwards, one of the league's most prolific goal scorers, and Peter Haddock, number 12. Pearson comes off for Edwards. John Stiles is the other player who's been replaced by Haddock. Burrows. Sheridan. Baird put a foot in. Sheridan, in fact, is going to take the throw or leave it for Adams. Ashurst. Rennie. Now Ritchie. And he's beaten 2, Andy Ritchie. Edwards! Almost his first touch. A match that was always memorable has now become wonderful. Leeds United, with the fighting spirit born really of their great days, and all praise imaginable here for Andy Ritchie. The composure for the cross at the end of that run, and there's none better been doing it for years. More than 200 league goals, but he'll forget about all those in the face of this one. 7 minutes left.
It's incredible, hasn't he? He's been such a disappointment since he's gone to Leeds. I know Billy had high hopes of him because of his proven goal record. And there he is, he's scored a goal which could be worth £1 million to them if they can make the final.
£125,000 from Sheffield United, where he scored a lot of his goals with Hull City as well. Never really in the big time, but he's in the big time now. Was high, Burrows reacted understandably. It hurts when you have 6 studs embedded in your thigh.
I think you saw with that goal, Martin, didn't you, some of the characteristics of Coventry's play today. Probably Richie should never have been allowed to get drift down the left back area. And his cross into the box, he was completely on Mark Keith Edwards, although there's a load of Coventry bodies in there. But I think they've deserved it, Leeds. I think they've deserved to at least make extra time. They've played far better than I would have thought they could have done before the game.
About semi-finals being door affairs in different ways. The FA Cup this year has been blessed, the semi-final stage.
Well, this one's certainly been a smashing game. Obviously yesterday was a little bit one-sided because of the situation, but this has been end-to-end from start to finish. A lot of commitment, as I say, people have made mistakes, notably defenders. But from a sheer entertainment point of view, it's been as good a game as you could have wished to see.
Well, it's one you really don't want to stop, and it may not stop at the 90-minute stage. Sheridan. Grizovic committed. He doesn't miss much. Leeds backpedaling. Aspen blocked it. Regis was beaten to it. Edwards, frisky as a lamb. It's bared through the middle, and Grizovic out of his area. In the midst of the hurly-burly of the semi-final, did exactly the right thing.
But Martin, can you believe the marking there for Bird? Bird is completely left up the middle on his own.
Andy Ritchie there, Ron. It's an interesting thing about his career. He's been on a week-to-week contract with Leeds for 22 months now. I think that's some sort of record. He's been on the verge of leaving the club on a number of occasions, and here he is, playing out of his skin for Leeds United.
I bet if they win today, Martin, he doesn't leave before the end of May.
Sounds to me, Ron, as though you've not got much sympathy for players who are on week-to-week contracts. Rennie.
No, I think from his point of view, I think he's one that isn't guaranteed a place in the team, is he, when all the players are fit, although he does tend to play most weeks. And if that's the thing that's keeping him buzzing, then I'm sure the Leeds manager will be quite happy.
We're 2 minutes away from extra time.
Which I think is something we would badly want to see, wouldn't we, Martin? I think the game has been that good and that exciting. I'd love to see another half hour of this.
Could not agree with you more. Alan Sutton being waved away. Coventry's throw. Phillips rushing across to take it. Day poised to make a charge, perhaps to make a catch around the 6-yard box, but he goes back, leaving it for Haddock to deal with. And Downs looking for a place in the sun, really. If that had gone in, we'd have never stopped talking about it.
Not one of Greg's better shots, this is that.
Still full of running. Bennett. Coventry City trailing at half-time, then forcing their way into the lead with time running out, only to see it taken from them again. Houchin. Regis offside. A lot of relief amongst those connected with Leeds United. The flag stayed down when it was completely clear.
I think that once again illustrated, Martin, that when Coventry are prepared to put the passes in and play some little pockets of good football, how they can cut their way through. And it seems to suit them better than just lumping it, as I said earlier, lumping it down the middle of the field.
The FA Cup semi-final between Coventry City and Leeds United goes to extra time at Hillsborough. Keith Edwards, 7 minutes from the end, keeping Leeds alive. Only moments after coming on as a substitute in a gamble by Billy Bremner, and that after Coventry had come from behind with second-half goals from Mickey Ginn and Keith Houchin. Dave Rennie had given Leeds the lead at the interval. Well, as the players take a quick break, we will do the same, but you'll miss absolutely nothing. Join us again in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Hillsborough, a match to keep everyone on the edge of their seats here, and I'm sure at home as well. 2-2 then, 15 minutes each way of extra time. Roger Milford, who's had a fine game himself, and Ron Atkinson, who's your money on?
At this moment in time, Martin, I'll sit on the fence because there's been that little to choose between them. They both had situations where you thought either of them had won it, and I said earlier, and I'll say it again, it's going to be mental strength now.
Leeds, remember, have used both their substitutes. Coventry still have Steve Sedgley, the 18-year-old midfielder or defender, on the bench. Oh, I thought I heard a Grizovic call then, but Phillips was taking no chances. Tottenham Hotspur still no nearer knowing who they will play at Wembley. McGrath. Ritchie got in. Here's Ginn scuttling away, and he's left Rennie. He just held his position close to the touchline so he could be found easily, and Day makes a good catch. You know when Mervyn Day is on top of his game, when he comes for the ball like that with such great purpose. Bear. The linesman has his flag up, maybe Edwards in there around the back post, had gone offside.
I think there again you see an illustration of how easy it's been for forwards to get their attempts at goal in. Defenders on both sides, I would say particularly Coventry's, just seem to put themselves between the goal and the ball and not make an attempt to tackle. They haven't been particularly competitive at the back, Coventry.
Nauchin. Was looking for the flick on, but he was a bit off the pace. Wasn't sure, in the end rather spooned it out of play. Sometimes extra time can be a period of re-entrenchment. Richie sweeps in the cross. Edwards, Haddock. He's had a bit of a difficult time since being signed here. There's Keith Edwards. Haddock, the other substitute, came from Newcastle last summer and has had a lot of injuries. Haddock, something of a utility man, who originally got in the first team this season at left back. Borrows, Bennett. Showing he can tackle. Throw from Phillips onto the head though of Rennie. Nauchin read the ball well as to where it was going to drop. Phillips did very well. Brings his header out. Says the referee, and Coventry a little bit stretched. Ritchie against Peake. Ritchie past Peake. Haddock. It's been a day already for goal-scoring substitutes, but not on that occasion for Haddock. The pass was just a little bit behind him. Such a roller coaster career, really. And people have tended to forget that he was not the starting choice at the beginning of the season for Leeds, when Billy Bremner brought in Ronnie Sinclair. Marvin Day is nothing if not a fighter. Ritchie against Jim. Sheridan is there as well. It's a little static in the middle. That's really due to tiredness, and there was no one making a sort of dart away from a marker that can turn a cross into a goal. Ashurst across. Many tough stories surrounding the teams in today's game. Ashurst came here as a member of the Sunderland squad for the 73 semi-final. In fact, he wasn't in the lineup in the end and went and watched the game on the Kop with the other Sunderland fans back in 1973. Is he going to get a taste of Wembley this season, or will it be Coventry City, who've never been there before? 7 minutes from a place in the final when Edwards took us into extra time. Regis. Cut out by by Adams, who gave it straight back to Burrows. It's been a great contest on the field, and a good one off it, Ron, in the best sense, between the two sets of fans here in such numbers. And it's pleasing to be able to talk in those terms of Leeds United followers.
Yes, I would say the best way of describing it, it's like an old-fashioned football match. Lots of colour. I don't mean on the pitch, but particularly in the Coventry side.
Well, it is Dave Bennett on the ball. And that was a trick, was it? Adams on Bennett. Free kick to Coventry. Have deployed their resources on the edge of the area. They've got Kilcline, Regis and Houchin. Phillips just outside the area, and it's Mickey Ginn to take the free kick. Regis, Houchin and Bennett! Coventry regain the lead. A simple tap in for David Bennett. And when Ginn clipped it up, Leeds just couldn't defend here. Houchin stabbed at it, Day lost it, and off the goalkeeper, it's Bennett's goal.
Yes, Big Regis does well here to keep the ball in play, just gets the ball off his head and fall into the danger zone. Full marks to Houchin, he shows a sort of poacher's sense of being in there at the right time. And once again, Bennett following up for little scratchings has managed to give them what would now be a tremendous chance of going through to Wembley.
In front for the second time. 6 minutes left now of the first period of extra time. Have Leeds got anything left? Out by McGrath. Ready.
I wonder now, Martin, whether Coventry will have learned from the period of normal time when they were leading. I got the impression then they started just playing the ball about for playing its sake, thinking it was all 1 or 2-1. Now they've got to keep control of the game, they've got to pass it, but they've also got to play to try and get the fourth goal.
Well, David Bennett has supplied the third, and now in what has been a match of even temper considering the stakes, has now spilt over with Houchin raising his arms and being singled out by Roger Milford.
I think that's frustration more than anything else. I think the Leeds boy, Rennie, I think it was a little bit upset that Houchin picked his foot up a bit high, didn't he? But it could well be, we're looking at Bennett now, he seems as if he's holding the back of his leg, whether sort of cramp and strains are beginning to set in. It's been a very hard afternoon for him, hasn't it, particularly in the sun.
Burrows. Dave Bennett certainly is feeling the stress of the occasion, but he'll soon forget the aches and pains if his goal turns out to be the winner. But I hesitate to say that. We've had so many twists and turns here today. We're going to Wembley from the right-hand goal, behind which the Coventry roar is in splendid voice. Aspen. Here's Ritchie. He's pulled one rabbit from the hat, making that cross for Edwards.
He would be the running for my man of the match, I think, Ritchie. Was it a super game for them? I would think alongside with Bennett and Sheridan.
And for Coventry run?
Well, Bennett. I think Bennett's played very well here. He's made major contributions. He set up one goal and he scored the other.
Sheridan. I'm sure if there was any complacency at the end of normal time which allowed Leeds to get back at 2-2, desperately trying to stop that creeping in again. Tiredness is another consideration altogether. And certainly those showing sign of wear. As one said a month or two ago, it's totally understandable. It's been full-blooded commitment from first whistle to now. Stretch from Regis. Is it going to be third time lucky in FA Cup semi-finals for Cyril? By his own admission, he froze in 1978 when Ron Atkinson's West Bromwich Albion were beaten by Ipswich. He was a loser against Queen's Park Rangers in 1982. And he also says he didn't play well that day, but he's played his part today for Coventry, who lead by 3 goals to 2. Handball by Adams, given by the referee on the advice of the linesman, who had a better view of it.
You see Sedgley's warming up for Coventry there, Martin, which must be a temptation to throw him on and possibly bring off young Bennett, but when the lad's such a good player, it's a bit difficult sometimes.
Ashurst. Phillips turned it away from Haddock. What has Bennett got left here? There is help close at hand from Burrows. Regis. And Bennett clearly has fuel still in the tank.
He's one of those players, isn't he? Over the years you've looked at him, even when he was back at Man City and always thought potentially he could be a really top player. You've just seen then, all right, he's in the driving seat now and he's demonstrating his ability, but you've just seen then what good feet he's got.
David Bennett to take the corner. Phillips. To the final minute of the first 15 of extra time. Regis, but the linesman is flagging, and I think against Regis. It's half-time in extra time, and the drama unrelenting. Dave Bennett has edged Coventry City back into the lead. It should be a quick change round, and Roger Milford supervising that. Sometimes managers and coaches do get on to get a little word to their wearying troops. 1 or 2 shouts from the touchline, I'm sure. Billy Bremner, who gathered the cup for Leeds United in 1972, the only time the club has won it in 4 finals. He played in all 4. But will Leeds down to recovery here so that he can lead this Leeds United side out at Wembley. It looks difficult, but in the context of this particular game and this occasion, not impossible. If one or two of the tackles are on a little bit late now, tiredness might be the reason.
Yes, I think the game's been played. We saw one little flare up before him with Hoochin and Rennie, but that's understandable. The game's been played in a tremendous spirit. I would think both managers could be proud of the way the players have played today.
Houchin. It's always said it's the worst place to lose. Steve Sedgley limbering up there. The last Coventry City substitute if required. But it must be that much worse to lose if you haven't performed at all.
No, I mean, the Leeds lads will be disappointed if they should get knocked out, and that might be a bit premature at the moment. But certainly, as I say, I've seen them play a number of times this season. This is definitely the best I've seen them play.
And it does, whatever happens in the 13 minutes that remain here, bode well for their attempts to get promotion at the end of this season. There is one odd little statistic, and they float around, don't they, at this stage in the season at the big games, but Leeds have only ever got promoted 5 times, in fact, they've been promoted in their history, only in leap years, and it's not leap year until next year. Bear. Well, it was a battling run, but a lot of players in white shirts who've got up in support to his right. Didn't really look for them.
There's still some playing to be done for Coventry, yes. I mean, that would be their biggest mistake to think they've done it all.
Free kick for a foul by Haddock on Bennett. What Leeds are doing, Ron, I think, is putting Haddock to left back and letting Adams try and get involved further forward on the left-hand side of midfield.
Yeah, well, that'd be twofold, wouldn't it? Because I don't think Adams has been particularly happy trying to deal with Bennett. And I also think his pace up front might just generate something. Obviously, they've got to go for everything they can now.
Score in the quarter-final against Wigan. And he looks to take on Burrows. He probably knows some of those tricks from the Coventry training sessions when they were colleagues at Highfield Road. Mickey Adams has forced the corner. It seems a long time ago now when Adams took the corner that Rennie scored from, the game's first goal. Over Rennie this time. Gin, small of stature, but mighty in the terms of contribution to this game. Tangling with Aspin, the linesman has his flag raised, the referee has blown for a free kick to be taken outside the area. And Neil Aspin, today his 22nd birthday. It should have been his wedding day, that's been put back 2 weeks. His fiancée is here today, and she must have felt for Neil labouring here. And smaller players, Ron, sometimes are very difficult to tackle cleanly.
That's right, plus the fact Gin is probably, I would think with the exception of maybe Regis, probably the fastest player on the field. Got exceptional pace, and he's actually, you know, to say substitutes can change the course of the game. Both subs have come on and scored goals for either side, but Gin's contribution overall has been tremendous. He's been busy in midfield. Pickering wasn't at his normal best, I've seen Pickering play a lot better than he did. Mayweather is suffering from the effects of an injury. And certainly Jim's really lively up.
Houchin.
Anyway, talking about nuts, let's shove off to the auction.